Hopefully you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, John. How you doing today, my friend?
Carlos, how is it going this morning? It's good to see you again.
It's going good, man. Great to see you as well. We had a chat yesterday. If you guys missed it, you could look on YouTube. John came on and gave us his Trade 90, which, again, has helped a lot of traders with their psychology, with their trading plan. So definitely take a look at it. It was around the time frame around 10 o'clock. Was it 10 o'clock we did it? So around 10 o'clock on yesterday's. That. Yeah, and yesterday's live, you could see it there. Welcome, guys, over in our chat room and over on YouTube. Happy Friday to you all. John is covering for Peter today, who's taking off for his anniversary, wedding anniversary. So good vibes his way. John, let's get to the economic calendar. What's happening today? I know I don't know if we have any data coming out today. There's a lot going on this morning.
I did just update it, so I don't know if the producer can pull up the slide or not. But basically, it's very short. We have a Fed speaker, New York Fed President Williams speaks at 10:40. Did it work? It worked. Look at that. I'm crushing it already. Yeah. And at 1
Our
p.m.
technology is working.
Yeah. And 1 p.m. Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic speaks. So not much. Those aren't giant things to move the market, but why not be aware of it? It's not a bad idea to set like a reminder in your phone or an alarm or something just to be aware, because I have been burned by some 10 o'clock kind of minor news events I didn't think would be a big deal, but sometimes it doesn't take much to stop you out.
Yeah, it's good just to know, right? Because if you see something weird, wondering, okay, what the heck is happening, you at least have an idea. If somebody says something off the wall, it can actually do something. But for the most part, these guys don't move the markets much. They don't have a big impact on things unless they go off the rails. So, all right, we'll be on the lookout for that. Let's take a look, guys, at our calendar this morning. I'm sorry, not our calendar, our gappers list. So right now we have a couple of stuff in the green today. Leading the way this morning, if you haven't heard, CrowdStrike. I mean, causing some havoc on a global tech, right? So airlines are down, grounded. I mean, so all kinds of stuff happening this morning. My brother's, he's traveling from here down to Florida, and his first stop this morning was at a Marriott. He couldn't check in, so problems all over the place with this situation. So we'll get into all of that and see how that's affecting that stock. Down 12% this morning, and then we'll look at what Microsoft is doing, because they're the big player as well in all of this. So, all right, let's get started here. We'll look at the first one on deck is going to be HE. So HE this morning, Hawaiian Electric. It is up 37% this morning, 627,000 shares traded. I don't recall the ticker, but I'm sure we might have looked at it before. I'm not sure what's going on here. So it looks like last night they had a nice pop after hours. Looks like an hour after the close, and they have basically maintained that gap up. Not sure what this is, John. Any earnings or news or something breaking out?
Yeah, there is news. I'm trying to make sense of it. So they have agreed, I believe, to pay more than $4 billion in a settlement to victims of the Maui wildfires. And I don't know why that would make the stock go up, but hey, I'm just here to day trade. So hopefully I have that news correct here. Let me just pull up one more time.
What was the news again? The settlement?
It's a settlement. So it says Hawaiian Electric stock rallies on report of Maui wildfire settlement, and I believe they're paying out. Rallying, pre-market after Bloomberg reported the company is near a settlement for hundreds of lawsuits. Maybe it's not as big a number as people expected or something. So
could be. Maybe they're selling for something that's not as catastrophic. And sometimes it could just be, hey, putting this behind them and moving on. That could also affect it. Up 37% sounds like a lot, though, just for that. But if we go back and look at August, John, look at this drop. We went from 38 all the way down to $9. So
Yes,
Again, a
Chris has
little
a
bit
good
of
comment
recovery.
in our BBT chat room. He's saying it basically
Yeah,
brings any closure to the uncertainty.
yeah,
We now know what the penalty is, and now people can, well, you can
damages.
properly price the company a bit better now, right? It's because they're out 4 billion, but not 100 billion or whatever. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, it'll be interesting to watch. I don't know how well this is going to day trade for us in the intraday after the market open. I think it's worth watching. It's a nice gap up this morning on some news. So, let's see, man. This thing is coming. It had a big drop back in August, so maybe it could recover some of that gap that it has there. Again, not sure. We'll have to see how this thing does. So, HE on the secondary, I'm curious to see how that's going to play out and how the volume is going to come in on that thing. Again, normally it doesn't trade very well. It's not usually on our radar. Here is NAAS. This is NAS Technology, and these guys are up 16.2, 1.5 million shares traded. Very light volume. They got a couple of days here in the last month where they've seen a huge increase in volume, right? We're talking about 20 million, 40 million plus there, where they normally do nothing. So not sure what has caused the shift in volume. And the last couple of days, this morning, we're seeing on our gap up list. Cannot short it. So hard to borrow. Plus, it is a low flow stock. I'm showing sitting at 7.7 million shares trade. So low flow ticker as well. Anything driving this one today?
Well, I'm glad I could give you news on the first ticker because we're going to hit a streak of I'm not really sure what's going on, but Nas would be this would be one of them, and I do like to lean on the room occasionally. If anyone
Yeah.
knows, go ahead on YouTube or the Bearable Traders chat room, go ahead and chime in. But I don't see anything that's really pertinent. I was going to ask you, was it a mover the past couple of days? Is this
Yeah, it's
reverberations
made
of
a
volatility?
Yeah, on the daily, it's been moving. I have first time I'm seeing it. I mean, I was not around on Tuesday, right? So I don't know what it did on Tuesday, but it's been moving. But pre-market access has been pretty dead. So maybe depending what scanners you're looking at, this might be hitting your scanners. Also, it was under $5 for a while. So normally I don't look at stocks under $5. So that could be why
Right.
we missed some of
It
this,
it
some of
looks a
these moves
bit
here.
residual to the volatility that's happening lately, perhaps. Because if you look at how much it's
Yeah.
moved, how much is it up? 16, 17%. The weird
Yep.
thing is, in relation to how much it's moved in the past 4 days, that's not terribly surprising, I guess.
Yeah, it's really not. So, got some movement there. Am I going to watch this one today? No, I don't think so. I think I'd rather watch something else, especially low flow stock. I tend to stay away from them, and I think we'll find something better moving today. Here is Sentinel One this morning. They are up 8.79% now, 811,000 shares traded. We've seen this stock before. They can trade very well. We had a day back in May, almost close to June, where we did actually some good trading on it. You can see we had our levels on it, so we did watch that one. But they had news, right? I don't know what the news is today. They got higher than usual volume this morning. And again, climbing out of this big gap down they had back in May, June timeframe, closing that gap, obviously, now continuing higher. So, anything worth mentioning on this one?
This also a bit of a black hole for news here on S. I'll check it one more time, but no, I didn't see anything that's not from today. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, no, I don't
yeah.
see anything.
All right, could just be technicals. I mean, that they've been pushing higher and higher here, and you can see that they dug out themselves. They were down around 15, 17. It was the price now sitting at 21. So, pretty good comeback so far in a very short period of time. Usually that doesn't happen if you have a
So
big issue.
Fred in the chat thinks it's a reaction to the CrowdStrike movement, which could
You
be.
know what? Somebody's issue is could be somebody else's
Yeah, there
benefit.
you
So,
go. There you go. Yeah,
yeah.
it's yep. Someone else's bad day is your good day, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the CrowdStrike actually Microsoft is getting a lot of heat because what I'm understanding properly is that CrowdStrike sent an update which changes the operating system from Microsoft, right? So that's what caused the problem. People were getting the blue screen of death everywhere, started in Europe and then some other companies. And it's just been hell from there. But what they're saying is one of the guys came on the radio. He was saying, "Listen, I don't understand why Microsoft is still using these guys, changing their operating system that can cause problems." When there are other softwares that don't require the change of operating system. So that could be an issue for CrowdStrike. They're on the gap down list today. We'll see how that's going to affect them. Usually, they're used everywhere. Those changes don't happen quickly. So it's not like they're going to, everybody's going to switch over to something else. It doesn't work that way. But we could see some long-term effects later down the line, not today. Um, but yeah, so yeah, there it is. So this was up based on that. That's good. That's good. It could be good. How well they're going to trade, not sure. Could be worth putting on a secondary here, and see how big this issue is going to become for Microsoft and CrowdStrike. Last but not least is going to be ARM, and ARM we've seen plenty of times. We're very familiar with. They can trade very well. Up 2.8 this morning, 271,000 shares traded. Again, not we are seeing our ARM up 2.8, right? We've seen the stock move quite a bit. Anything specific to them? I know all semis have been really taking a hit over the last couple of days. This could just be a bounce from all the down selling action we've been getting lately.
Again, yeah, nothing in the past, nothing this morning. Yeah, this wouldn't be a CrowdStrike reaction, right? It's a different
No, this could just
industry.
be just
It's
semis
chip
maybe
stuff, right?
bouncing
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
No, so Jesse says they're trading higher after Morgan Stanley upgraded the stock. Okay. That's usually the news that I'm missing is the upgrades and downgrades. Yeah, so we're getting some confirmation of that. So yeah, looks like they got an upgrade targeting 190
Mm-hmm.
from Morgan Stanley. So that's a good upgrade from a good
Good
institution.
source. Yeah. Yep. Um, all right. I don't again secondary for now. We'll come back to it. Not a whole lot that looks great on this gap up list this morning. Let's see what's gapping down. Let's look at CRWD. Obviously, will be in play today. Will be on my list. They trade okay when they have news. We had them on the watch list before. Today's one of those days where they definitely have news, not news that they want to be a part of, but they are affecting a couple of things here. Down 12.7, 4.4 million shares traded. And as we're talking about CrowdStrike, we also got to talk about Microsoft, right? Microsoft also being affected. Not their issue, but it's affecting their platform. So they're also here down 1.2, has recovered a little bit. And then we're looking at 1.2 million shares traded, which is quite high for Microsoft. I'm going to be watching both of these this morning, Microsoft and both CrowdStrike on there. So, John, this is all over the place. Anything new that maybe we haven't mentioned about this the situation?
On Crowd? No,
Yep, with Crowd and Microsoft. Yeah.
I yeah, no, I barely caught up with the news this morning. No, this is embarrassing to say, but I was up around 3 o'clock this morning on my
Mm.
phone, like I shouldn't be. Woke up in the middle of the night and I started going through X and I started to see these posts, and they're only about 15 minutes old about these major outages. And it seemed pretty bad, you know. I was like, wow, like what's going on? Like people are saying like Y2K is finally here 24 years later. But my air conditioning was still working, and that's all I cared about at 3 in the morning. So I rolled over and went back to sleep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but no, I woke up,
Absolutely.
saw some of the damage from the airlines. You mentioned the hotel. I've heard, yeah, the same thing. People checking in manually. There was
Yeah.
an image from India of them using a whiteboard to track flights at an airport. Is some wild stuff. But no, I haven't heard anything new since we all woke up.
Yeah. So we'll see how this continues to develop. Again, a lot of stuff being affected here, but CrowdStrike down 13%. Love this drop here. This is definitely being played today. So, all right. The only other two on the gap down this morning is PPG. PPG, I believe we've seen this before. I can't remember. But man, they look ugly. This is garbage truck material here. They're not a low flow stock sitting at 233 million. There's the truck. But they just look horrible. Horrible pre-market activity, down 3.2, very light volume. I'm not gonna be watching this one this morning. So anything driving this down today?
Again, no, I can't find anything. I'm wondering if it's earnings, but they're such a small company that they're
Yep.
not even coming up on the usual websites to check any results. And I don't see any news on Trading Terminal and Twitter
Hmm.
or X. And I've checked it all. So I don't know if anyone knows something
Yeah.
about PPG, but again, who cares? Because it's probably a terrible thing to trade anyway. And the same kind
Yeah.
of goes for AG, your last one there on the list. I doubt that's going to be a great day trading stock.
Yeah,
Um,
AG is horrible. We've seen this first Majestic Silver here before. I always skip it. It's just nothing good intraday action on it. Lower price stock for the most part, so I just stay away from that one. So, all right, friends, we got another one that's coming up here. HA just came up
yeah,
in the scanner.
just saw that.
HAFN.
Sometimes you
Uh,
just look at a ticker and you know it's probably not going to be good,
it's-
but it's Hafnia
yeah,
Limited. Uh, oh my
it
gosh.
looks brutal.
They had an incident with a ship, maybe. Oh man, I'm doing this on the fly here. Hafnia
Yeah, no
Nile,
worries, man.
an LR1 tanker owned and operated by Hafnia Limited, was earlier today involved in a collision with a very large crude carrier in the South China Sea. Not good. So
Not fun. People are reporting here in the chat, PPG is earnings. I mean, man, it still looks so bad, even with earnings. This looks brutal. So, but that's the cause of the gap down this morning. I don't think this is going to get any type of volume that's worth trading today. But again, if you do have the space and you're interested, you could definitely watch it. But I'm hoping that something else pops up here and gives us better opportunity. So I will leave that one alone as well. Friends, only on this list, CrowdStrike, Microsoft on the top of the list, obviously creating some problems this morning for a lot of workers. And then we have ARM, which can trade very well. And we have S and HE for to see how these things play out. So again, they're both gapping up. HE 39% this morning, and S over here 10% on the gap up. So, John, before we get to our members on our YouTube chat and also in our members chat room, what do you have on your end? What do you like this morning?
it's been a rough week, Carlos. I got to be honest with you. It's been a terrible week to trade breakouts, especially in the manner in which I try to catch them. So it's been really slim pickings, and I'm not excited to trade. I hate to be the guy filling in for Peter, who's just a big bummer, but I don't know. I have my usual suspects. I will probably keep an eye on Tesla, Nvidia, and AMD mostly, and maybe Meta. I've been curious about Meta trying to claw its way back a little bit. It's fallen off a cliff lately, so there might be something
Yeah.
there. But yeah, not real excited about anything. Maybe I tend my strategy does not work as well for highly gapped down stocks like Crowd, but there could be something there. HE could be interesting though. I'll have to watch that. It'll be interesting to see what the RVOL is on HE as it opens up and how much interest there is on that stock.
Yeah, yeah, I do like HE. Not a typical stock that we watch, but this morning it does look interesting on this gap up. The news is interesting as well. And again, it's been down so much, so there could be some kind of a move here. Also, our friend over on YouTube did mention, pointed out, the short interest on this thing above 22-23%, which is not huge, but if things start pushing higher, it can affect something. It's not a big short interest, but it's higher than the flat stuff that we usually
Yeah, it's
see
definitely
there.
not nothing.
Yeah,
It's definitely not nothing. Yeah,
yeah, it's not nothing. Yeah,
there's potential there.
especially when you're up 40%. I mean, 40%, guys, that's not something to just kind of dismiss. So I might move that one up, but again, we're going to get to our usual suspects. We're going to look at some other stuff as well. We're going to look to you guys and Andrew over in chat. Netflix, yeah, Netflix. I'm surprised it didn't move as much as I expected after earnings, right? So it did move down here. They had earnings last night. The subscriber numbers grew 8.0 million, so they're doing well. But there's some other underlying issues that is not allowing this thing to just take off here, right? If you guys remember, Netflix is trying to get away from membership subscriptions because they got this up and down and up and down. They want to focus more on dollars coming in. But yeah, I'm surprised that even with reporting 8 million, I believe it was, they're still not capping up more than this. So interesting for them. I think it's worth watching today, especially since we don't have a whole lot on this list. I'm going to add it on here. How well they're going to trade, we'll have to see. They definitely got to get the volume, and we'll see how they do. But yeah, earnings last night for Netflix, they did very, very well as far as the number. All right. What else, friends? Let's take a look at our chat here. We'll start with our members tab. Amazon. Yes, let's check Amazon. We'll look at that one. Amazon this morning. Good volume. Wow, 1.7 million shares traded right now, down 1.4. And Amazon, guys, they've been getting crushed. Look at this daily. Red, 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 red all over the place, man. They've just been getting slammed. So much for Prime Day there. It's not working out for them pretty nice at all. So I think it's worth watching. A lot of activity here. I do like this pre-market action. I think that's the most volume we've seen on the pre-market in the last couple of days. So, John, besides just a lot of these big companies, sliding down, seeing a little sell-off in the last couple of days, anything affecting Amazon specifically this
Yeah,
morning?
it's me. It's personal. I am the problem
You
with
didn't buy
Amazon.
anything on Prime?
No, this is the only stock I own outside of for long-term investments outside of a regular mutual fund. So I own a position in Amazon, and I was so excited to get to 200. You have no idea. I basically waited 7 years for that milestone. And what does it do when it gets there? takes a dive.
Let's see ya.
It's killing
Did you
me.
take
So
some
yeah,
off, or you were just gonna celebrate and
no,
keep holding some? What's the
no,
plan?
no. The hold, hodl
There you
and
go.
sell when I'm
Time in
older.
hands.
So
Time in hands.
yeah. Yeah, so it's Leland saying investor just buys more. I wish I had the cash on hand right now, Leland, to just buy more, but it's all invested or committed somewhere. So we're just gonna keep watching what we got here. But man, I was ready. I wanted to see 210,
Yeah.
maybe something fun, but
A nice
down we
little
go.
squeeze above there.
Carlos, yeah. So
Heavy resistance, and that is an
that,
all-time high, I believe, right? So that is just a psychological level. It's nothing really holding that down from there based on history. So just a psychological level where things are settling down, and we'll see. For day trading though, does look very good. Andrew has a great question. Why only this one? What's so special about you holding Amazon on your long term, opposed to other
n-
things?
nothing. So I don't want to bore YouTube in the chat room, but once upon a time, about 7 years ago, I really liked Amazon. I was into it like Roaring Kitty was into GameStop. I was like, I love this company. I just love it.
That's
And I was like,
deep.
I'm going to commit some real money to something because I really believe. You know what? The tipping point was when my mother, who's now 80, so she must have been 73 at the time. She said, I just did all my Christmas shopping on Amazon. I love it. I'm never going to the mall again. And I was like, that's it. Like I went on Vanguard and moved some money around. I'm like, let's go. I am into this company. If my mom's starting to shop there for Christmas, then it's a buy. So that's when I got
Yeah,
into it.
yeah.
It was a great run though,
All right, there you
Carlos.
go.
I'm telling you, it was a fun run from about 667 where I bought it to something like 3,500. I had my Nvidia experience. You know what I mean? I was for a while.
Hmm.
I was
Hmm.
like, I am the smartest person on planet Earth. But for a while now, it's been a little fizzled
Yeah.
out. I'm waiting for the next paradigm shift in the Amazon's business plan to push it higher.
Yeah, all right, there it is. That's a good enough answer for me, my friend. Let's take a look at it. What else we have here? Tesla. We did talk about Tesla. John did mention it. I am going to watch Tesla. It's fun to watch. It's been trading very well. You're getting a lot of volatility here. So 1.2 million shares traded. I'll add this one to the list. Thinking more of a secondary. I want to see what else is out there before I move it up here. So Tesla on the secondary list. We'll move this up as we move forward. Next over here, what else, friends? We're looking at that's it. Tesla, Amazon, we have. Let's take a look over in our YouTube chat. Amazon, we're looking at. Lawrence is giving us the JP Morgan. How are they getting volume? They're not getting volume this morning, and they've been somewhat just kind of moving sideways a little bit here. And I do see what you're looking at, right? There seem to be on a downwards trend here, but pretty much just holding this level of support. But higher lows, higher lows, higher lows could be an indication this thing is ready to crack here. But we have to wait and see, right? So wait a minute, that's Tesla. That's not JP Morgan. Tesla's doing that. JP Morgan, oh, I see what you're looking at. Big drop yesterday on JP Morgan. So
Am I
no volume
mistaken?
today though.
I think Megan made a good options play on JP Morgan recently, and she's
She
going to be
did.
our
She did.
our guest speaker this morning, right?
Yeah, she did. I saw her post on Twitter. If you don't follow her on Twitter, I don't know what her handle is. We'll get it when she comes on, but she'll be on today later on after we go live. We'll have her on and she can explain some option stuff. So looking forward to having Megan on this morning. But yeah, she did make a play on JP Morgan, which is playing out really nice. So looking forward to hear all about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, So JP Morgan, yeah, it's not doing much right now. If you have space, yeah, it could be a good one to watch. I'm gonna add it on here because we're gonna ask because remind me to ask Megan about her options play on that. So we'll put it on here on deck. You don't get much pre-market. Look at the action yesterday. Pre-market, no volume, and you still got a beautiful drop, right? You had to be patient with it. It's not a whole lot of volume. I mean, this is literally 12 million shares traded, but you did move quite well. So it requires a little bit of patience to wait for that move to take place. All right, let's see. That's JP Morgan. What else, friends? We're looking at someone mentioned Netflix. We looked at that's good. Nvidia, we'll look at that one as well. So let's take a look at Nvidia. This morning, we are pretty much flat in Nvidia. Tons of volume, though 4.7 million shares traded. And I like watching Nvidia. I think it's been a lot of fun. Yesterday moved quite well towards the downside, hitting 116, right? Was it 116? Yeah, 116.50. So big drop on Nvidia there. It did recover back to the 121. So we'll see where this continues. Again, overall tech just taking a little bit of a sell-off as it tries to find some footing here if it can get higher or not. So, all right, friends, there we have it. That's what we have both from the gap up and down. One more from Charlie HVGO. HVGO, big drop in the last couple of days, did recover yesterday. We'll have to wait for the market open to see how this thing is trading. This is Broadcom, and I think they had earnings, right? Was it earnings? I don't recall what dropped them a few days ago. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. Right now, I'm not looking all that hot for the way I trade. Looks like it's a little bit choppy at the market open to start a few times there. So might keep it off the list for now, but again, could be a good one depending on your style of trading. So, and I see what you're looking at, Charlie. Possible close of this gap if we can get going, that can be really, really nice. All right, friends, let's get over to our community events and announcements we have coming up for the next 2 weeks. You can always check this on our website, bearabletraders.com, and you can see what's happening there. Go scroll down, and you can see everything that's taking place in our community. John's gonna run you through what's happening in the next 2 weeks.
All right. So let's see. So coming up on Monday, we have a news session with Brendan Dillio there. He does a DOS, basically a DOS tech session. So for DOS is, for anybody who doesn't know, it's a trading platform, DOS Trader Pro, and he's going to do a tech session. This was very popular in his first session, so looking forward to seeing more of that. Carlos, of course, you have the onboarding Monday night at 8 o'clock. So if you're a new member, new to the community, please come by and check out the onboarding session. It's very, very valuable. Moving to Tuesday, we have a couple new faces here. Joe Wilson is going to be talking creating consistent weekly income through the power of options. And then so it's a double options hit here 2 weeks in a row. So we got Joe. And then the next week, we got Brent Kachuba from Spot Gamma. So Spot Gamma is a leader in options analysis and frequently cited by Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg Markets, and Reuters. And he'll be talking where options flow, markets go. And I bet that's going to be a pretty good session. And our own boy Jared talks a lot about where options flow, the markets go. So I'm interested to hear this new perspective on that and learn more about that as well. Moving on to Wednesday, we got our psychology webinars. We've got Randy Howell next week, Mastering the Mind you bring into the uncertainty of the moment. That is a long title, but Randy's always delivering great stuff. So excited to see what he has to say. Highly recommend these sessions to our members. The Tuesday webinars that we just talked about are very highly attended. The psychology one's always a little bit less, but that's really where the game of trading happens. So come on by and check those out for sure. They are truly invaluable. And then Carlos, you got the next week, Trading Mindset Support Network for Traders. Now, it looks like you're doing that with Peter, too. So if that's true, that'll be awesome. That'll be like the pre-market show, but at 8 o'clock at night. That'll be fun.
Then it'll be weird and fun, that's for sure.
Yeah. Thursday takes us into our mentorship. I guess I kick that off every Thursday at 11. I like to do a mentorship session for new traders or anyone who's struggling, take people through some of the basic questions they might have. Megan and Jared would be next, the options trading mentorship session at 2 o'clock, followed by Lenny with the afternoon mentorship at 4. And then the man who started all these mentorship sessions, Thor, will close it up with his Thursday session at 8 p.m. And that'll take us through next week. Exciting. Good stuff. And if you haven't checked it out, give Trading Terminal a look-see. This is what I use every morning when I fill in for Peter on these rare occasions and I have to figure out what's going on. First place I go is Trading Terminal. I go to that news tab up top and I search for what's going on with the different tickers. I find it's the best place to go get some quick up-to-date news. So I love to use it for that. We've got the trading simulator, the scanner that we're using this morning is there. Stock replay, go back and replay some of the trades you might have missed or even some of the ones you took and you want to check out again. Lots of stuff there. And of course, our Trading Terminal Academy where you can check out lots of great content.
All right. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Friends, just want to remind you guys, speaking of news, something new for our members in chat. If you are new and you haven't heard of Benzinga, we do have this Benzinga access for members now, which is pretty cool. So right up here, you see this Benzinga logo that actually does something. So if you click on that, you're going to get a Benzinga news, which is pretty nice. Everything updates here. You can search information as well. So you can come in here. Let's say CrowdStrike is probably going to be all over this. All over these headlines today. You can see it on there, CrowdStrike, and you can quick header, on what's going on, you can always go to the link as well. So pretty nice. In addition to that, if you have limited monitors or you want to listen to something instead of reading it, Squawk is really, really neat. You click on this, you're going to have our guard. Is it Charlie still doing this? I'm not sure if it's Charlie. He's been doing it forever. But a gentleman's on there and he's reading stuff off. It's not like a radio where he's always talking. Only when stuff comes up, he's going to read you headlines. So really, really neat. I love this stuff, especially during earnings season. It's nice to have this on because they're very, very timely, faster than text. So you get it right away on what's going on, right? So pretty cool stuff. Take advantage. Check it out. I love running this in the background, man. How about you, John? Do you use this as well now that it's
I was
back?
just going to say, how out of touch am I? When did this come back to the chat room?
It just happened, man, like yesterday. So you haven't
Okay.
missed it.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Squawk
Just
is back.
happened. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's fantastic. The
No,
Squawk
it's
is great.
awesome.
I've caught a lot of good trades in the past using Squawk. Just sometimes if you just keep it on, yeah, he's not talking all the time, but he'll say something, and sometimes there's like midday news, and you can catch a great trade. It's fantastic. That's back. I love it.
Yeah. That's really, really good. So if you're a member of the chat, you get access to that. Again, just adding more value to you guys and to our membership. So excellent. All right, friends, let's get to it. So this morning we have CrowdStrike and Microsoft. They're both in play. Heavy volume there. We have Netflix, which I'm just surprised was just kind of flat. So you know what? That could be interesting for the market open to see how when the volume comes in, what the overall market really thinks there. This the high and low of the earnings yesterday was all the way 660, all the way down to 600. So you got a $60 window there that did. So we'll see what happens. Amazon is on here as well. Big drop for Amazon. And someone in chat was mentioning Heath. They set record-breaking sales of 14 billion in online sales. So that is a record there. So yeah, I don't know what's driving this sell-off so much. It could be just a psychological level, or we could just blame John. John is holding the position there,
That's
and
easier.
it's not letting it break. That's easier.
Just
It's easier and
just do
probably
that.
easier to explain. Let's do that. All right, let's get some levels in. We'll start with CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike this morning creating havoc for a lot of people. The low of the pre-market today is 270.08. Yeah, 270. No, 270.23 actually is the low of the pre-market there. The highs all the way at 322.50. So we'll slam one level there as well. So a lot of activity right now, a lot of volume. If we look towards the top, we're set here highs and lows for the last two trading days plus the previous day close up there. We're going to go to the left and find some key areas of support and resistance. If you look at the price action now, I'm going to mark that area, which is slightly above right here, 304.09. You can tell, I'm going to draw a line here. You can see how much support and resistance we have across the board here. So just all over the place. That's going to be a key level for this stock. And even in the pre-market now, you see how much flirting we're doing around with this 304, 35-ish, 50-ish area. So definitely want to have that noted there. Towards the bottom, there's other areas as well that I think are going to be important. This is going to be 288.91. So 288.91, we're going to mark that there. And then way down there, you have the low of the pre-market around 270.08. And then below that, guys, just in case you do decide to go back down, we're going to have 261.50. And right over here, let's zoom in a little more. Oh, 261.50, and just in case, again, this will be a stretch, 251.37. I don't know what the issues is right now. Have they fixed it? Are people still having problems? So we'll see how big this thing causes a problem for companies. And again, could be an overreaction as far as the price of the stock, but will be fun to watch today. I think will be definitely in play. Microsoft recovering, especially after they found out, okay, it was not their problem that caused it, was not their software, somebody else. So that's going to affect them, but it's not really going to affect them too much for too long, right? 425.23 is the low of the pre-market here. Our high is just right below the previous day close at 438.53. So we'll mark that there. And then right middle of the high and low, we do have an area right on here. It's going to be 431.18. I'm going to slam one there. If you can see across the board, nice area there. The price action did flirt with that this morning a couple of times in the pre-market. I think that'd be nice to have towards the top, highs and lows for the last two trading days. And then below the low of the pre-market, just in case we get things running south here, 420.54 is a good area, plus 416. So we're surrounded here, levels towards the top and the bottom on Microsoft. Decent volume today on some not so positive news. Netflix on here, guys. High of the pre-market is 654. The low of the pre-market down at 631.50. So we'll have that covered for you there. Within that, you do have the highs and lows for the last two trading days. So you got a lot of it's got a messy area, a lot going on here within the highs and lows of the pre-market this morning. Above the pre-market highs, we do have 662.11. And then below the pre-market low, we'll get a next level on. It's going to be 627.16. So interesting reaction to earnings last night, up, down, up again, and then just sideways for somewhat the rest of the morning. So we'll see if we can get any kind of breakout or any kind of reaction when the volume does come in. Amazon is just on fire here, down quite a bit, 179. 08 is the low of the pre-market, the high sitting at 184.86. And then we do have a couple of levels towards the top, highs and lows for the last two trading days. If we look to the left here below the low of the pre-market, we'll get one level just in case. We do have a great one here, 176.76. Tons of stuff happening there. Great support in case you do decide to drop further. And then towards the top, you got plenty. We're not going to add anything else because the highs and lows are doing an amazing job. They got you covered up there. Last but not least is going to be Nvidia. Nvidia, again, is pretty much moving sideways here. Did get great intraday action yesterday, though. Beautiful drop here, beautiful recovery, right back up. So we'll see what it does today. What it does have is tons of volume. So we're going to take advantage of that. And hopefully that can trade well when we get into that market open. Brian and I trading live for you this morning. So stay around for that. 119.16 high of the low of the pre-market. The high of the pre-market, 122.20. Is the high there, and then you're surrounded by the highs and lows of the last two trading days. Towards the top, in case we're able to break out of all of this right here, we're going to be looking at a level over at 124.05, and also just in case we get going, 126.52 is a good one as well. We didn't talk about Tesla, but I think it's worth marking down some levels. I mean, we're just kind of building somewhat of a range. It seems to be 257 down to 245, 245 being tested quite a bit, almost every single day for this entire week. So that 250, 245 has been tested, right? So let's see if it's able to hold here, friends. Towards the bottom on the daily, we have 220, 242.68, and then we also have 233.53, and then towards the top, highs and lows for the last two trading days. There is a level here in the middle of the highs and lows for the last two trading days. I do want to mark down. That is going to be this one right here, 252.73. I think once you do that, you're pretty set. Getting a little bit of some downwards action. Tesla is, it's very active, guys. In the red, in the green, in the red, in the green, in the red again. So let's see how that's going to turn out. I think there's a lot of opportunities there as well. Yep, guys. So yes, we're aware trade terminals having some issues, but hey, we're not the only one. Blame Microsoft, blame CrowdStrike, blame everybody for causing problems. But no, things happen, guys. Tech goes down here and there. We'll get it up as soon as we can. So yeah, stay tuned for that. All right, we are all set. Anything else, John? We'll go over our moderators list in just a second here. As soon as we start seeing that come across.
Yeah, no, I think you hit everything I'm interested in. I'll check the scanners one last time over on trading terminal. It looks like there's some more have come on the gap down list. I don't see any. Well, Rivian's on there now, or it was for a second.
I ran into I saw a Lucid vehicle. You can remember Lucid? We used to trace a lot actually. LCID when EV was in play. Man, that thing looks sleek. Looks real sleek. So
there's one in my town. It's not a bad looking car at all. That's for sure.
Yes, it looks very nice. So they like that. All right. So looking at Rivian there on our list this morning, and let's see what's going on with these guys today. So down 2.7 right now. A little bit of a sell-off happening this morning. Could be interesting to have on the secondary list. I'll put it on the secondary list today. Again, my go-to on this stuff is Tesla, right? Tesla's also going down a little bit here. So maybe all EVs moving down, or just maybe it's just the overall market, right? So we'll have to see.
Pan W. PANW.
Pan with a PANW.
Yeah.
We've seen this before. All right, what's going on here?
It just popped up on the gappers. Yep. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, we've seen it before, and it looks like I set levels, and levels were done here when we had this huge gap up or huge move. Normally, they don't trade very well. They're very light on volume, so I usually avoid them. They did get some action back in February, so I remember having them on my list then. But after that, they really have not been one that I would watch. So just be careful. I don't like the lack of volume, right? Look at the market open yesterday, and typically this is what it looks like. And if you've never seen a stock that's trading 70,000 shares traded every 5 minutes, it's something very interesting to look at. And then try to trade a strategy, right? That's what I recommend. Try to trade your strategy as something like this, and let me know how it goes, right? If you're looking for a momentum breakout, it is brutal.
Yeah,
It's so
that's another crowd
difficult.
competitor, so that's where that move is coming from. So, on a day like
Yeah,
this, though, sometimes it's better to focus on the stock that actually has the news as opposed to the ones being sympathetic to it. But
yeah,
either one could give you something.
yeah. I mean, unless Microsoft says, "Yeah, we're going to be moving away from CrowdStrike," which I doubt that's
But
going to
then,
happen
yeah, that
anytime
would shift the
soon, and they
news.
would
Yeah.
never announce it like this, right? This will happen slowly over time. By the time you realize it'll be too late, these stocks are not going to do all that much, right? That they're not really going to. I don't expect them, right? Anything can happen, but I don't expect them to like take off here just because this is happening. So nice gap up here. They're just not getting the volume. I'm going to focus. Agree with you, John. Focus on CrowdStrike. They got the issue here. They got the volume. I think there'll be some good opportunities happening there today. We did look at Apple. Let's take a look over on our members tab. Apple this morning. Yeah, and another one of our usual suspects, right? We have Nvidia. We didn't look at AMD today. Apple is another one. I have so many on this list though. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, I have five already, so I'm gonna keep that. But Apple is something that someone's always watching. Look at Thor, first thing on his list. Look at Susan's list, first thing on her list. So hopefully they'll call something out if they see something. But yeah, I'm not gonna add it just because I have so many. Um, and I think Tesla looks a little bit more interesting, so I do want to add Tesla here. That's gonna be six for me, which is my max on my main list. That's really a lot. I never watch more than that. It's just too many. I think six is the max number that people should do or less. But yeah, we'll see what takes place here. We did levels for Tesla. Yes, we did. We? No, we didn't. Let's do levels for Tesla. I think it's another good one as well. I think it's worth watching this morning. 250 is the high of the pre-market on that one. The low is going to be down at 245.59. And then again, look at this area of a lot of support happening here. If we break down from that, we're going to be looking at 239.82, and then right here as well at 233.28 towards the top. You're pretty much covered there as well. So there's Tesla. I like that one. We'll keep an eye on that as well. All right, perfect, guys. We are all set. Let's see our moderators. Let's just got three right now. So if you have your list moderators, throw that out there, and then John is going to take you through that this morning, and then we'll get ready with Brian and myself trading live. We're taking it through the market open. Hopefully, we have a nice, interesting day this morning. So yeah, let's do that. Only three right now, but we'll do that. We'll go over the moderators list and see what's happening there.
Yeah, so we got Thor looking at Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, Rivian, and then he's got some. What are those? Not futures. What the hell are those? Thor things.
I think no, you got it right. They're futures. I don't know what
Is
they
that
are either, man. I
okay?
just say futures.
I'm sorry. Forgive
Yeah,
me.
it's not our thing. It's not our thing.
It's okay. Yeah, thank you, Raf. And Pierre looking at Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, AMD, Susan, Apple, Amazon, and Intel, and Brian, Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, AMD, and HE. Brian always looking for the potential crazy one of the day. So I love it. Brian's looking at HE. I don't have mine up yet. I don't know what I like, Carlos. I like starting my vacation early, which begins next week or tomorrow, actually.
Beautiful.
So
Ah,
yeah,
nice.
I don't know. I guess I'll watch. What did I say? I don't know. Honestly, I don't really. I can't say I'm biased toward anything today. I'm going to see how the day develops.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. We'll definitely find something to watch here. And Brian and I will be getting ready to take you guys live to the market open in just a second here. All right, friends, we're all set. I mean, that is our list right now. CrowdStrike, we have Microsoft, we have Netflix, Amazon holding their Nvidia pretty much flat, and Tesla in the red again. Let's see if we can get going one way or the other. We did not look at AMD, but on behalf of Peter, let's take a look at AMD here. So AMD this morning, pretty much flat. It's got a little bit of volume. Again, let's see. In tech, I want to see what this sell-off is going to do. Is it going to continue here? Are we going to be getting some kind of support happening and then maybe a bounce back? But for the most part, a lot of sell-off happening in tech, especially the semis, right? So you look at Nvidia, look at AMD. they've been taking a bit of a hit the last couple of days. So, which has been fun. Apple, we have on deck. Yep. So Apple's we looked at it, but we don't have on deck secondary. Yeah, but Apple's on here, guys. But again, it's not really in play. It doesn't have its own news, right? Maybe it's just up because Windows is having problems and not Apple systems, right? But who knows? But it's on here. It's up almost 1%, 1 million shares traded. But our usual suspects always get volume. They're always somewhat in play. I like the list I have now because it's different, right? We usually never see Microsoft down like this on news and 1.3 million shares traded. We have Netflix, which has earnings, so which is a very weird earnings setup this morning. So hopefully that can surprise us with some activities. And then Amazon. Amazon just keeps leaking here, guys. I mean, look at this daily. It's just been weak, 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 weak. They're crushing their prime sales and they're still selling off. So very interesting what's going on there. So now I wonder, 14 billion, right? So 14 billion sounds like a lot, right? Which probably is 14 billion in sales for 2 days. But we gotta build in an inflation on that, right? That what was 14 billion, a few years ago, like after, before COVID, right? So we got to see, is that really a record sales number right after we put inflation
Sounds like
in?
chump change to me, Carlos. 14 billion is
Yeah,
nothing.
this is this doesn't sound like a lot. I don't know.
Talk to me
So
about trillions.
um
Talk to me about. I don't even want to deal with trillions
that's
these
it.
days.
That's it. That's it. It sounds a little low to me. So again, this market, you got to hit it out the park with a grand slam, or else you're getting punished. So this is how the market's been with these earnings and everything else. So all right, excellent. I know, yeah, Jeff Bezos was selling some stuff. I think he was done. I don't know if he's continuing to sell off, but he was selling some shares. That came out a couple of weeks ago. But again, it was nothing crazy, right? It was nothing compared to
Hey,
what he
we all
owns.
have yacht payments. You know what I mean? He's no different than
We got
any
to
one
make
of
the
us.
payments.
That's right.
Absolutely, got to make the payments. So there you go. All right, friends. Brian will be joining us shortly here. Me and Brian will take it to the market open. So once he joins in, I want to see what he's watching, what he also likes today. Brian is logging into the chat room, and that's not where we want him, or is it? Uh, we talked to our production manager here, but no, I think that we want him on VMix today, unless Andrew is joining. Yeah. Yeah, Brian, if you can hear me, I cannot hear you. You have to join me through VMix this morning. Let's see here. Crowd, Microsoft are basically the same. Yeah, they are. They are the same chart. They definitely are trading the same this morning. I mean, Crowd's got the nice volume, as you can see here. And then we'll see at the market open. We'll see which one is going to trade better. One of these is going to be better than the other, right? For sure. Crowd has more to lose than Microsoft, I believe, as far as this goes. They're the ones with the issue. So we'll see. We'll see how things play out there. All right, let's see. What
I
else,
am in
friends?
Phoenix.
There you are. Good morning,
Yep.
Brian. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, my friend.
All right.
Doing good.
Good
All right,
morning,
John, I'm going to stick
everybody.
around with Brian. Thanks so much for joining me, man. Appreciate you covering for Peter this pre-market show. We'll check you a little bit later.
Thanks, Carlos.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Well, and regrets for all the people that are not regrets, but so sorry for all the people that are traveling this morning. I guess
I
one of the biggest
know.
impacts of
Travel
this whole
is,
CrowdStrike thing is, yeah, a lot of people in
yeah.
lineups at the airport. Kind of sucks. You know what that's like. So this, I guess, just is pretty much worldwide, eh?
Yeah, it
It sounds.
started in Europe was the first one that started getting hit, right? People started coming into work and they started getting the blue screen of death on
Hmm.
their Windows machine, and then from there it affected other places. So it started there, and people are just getting hit, man. It's now has it been resolved already, or like people are just taking handwritten notes? Like, what are they doing to move along here?
I don't know, but everything's so dependent on computers now.
Yeah,
Especially the airline industry. There's just so much stuff that gets processed by computers versus can't even imagine what it's like in the old days. Everything
Yeah,
got handed
yeah.
around by paper.
Yeah, or volume, right? Volume was a lot less. Like, I always I fly out of Newark, so you know how messy that is. But the airport was built so many years ago. It's just the volume now is so much it can't handle it. But it looks like there's a lot of planes in the air, man. This is packed, so I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Things look
yeah. Oh, yeah.
pretty
They're still
good right
getting
now.
planes off. Still getting them
Yeah,
off. So we'll see. This is one of those things that happens. It comes and goes. So maybe an opportunity at some point for CrowdStrike get some kind of a play. But as usual, things there's overreactions to things. So we'll just have to. But the important thing is not to be a hero today and think CrowdStrike's this is the worst as it gets, because it may get it may get worse. Right now, it's kind of mid range. It's opening kind of mid range in the pre market.
yeah.
So
If you're just joining in, like Alexander's asking, what's going on? So yeah, so CrowdStrike sent an update to Microsoft last night, and CrowdStrike is a cloud security software, whatever that uses that Microsoft uses, and they created a problem from the Microsoft operating system. So the issues were not TeamViewer, a lot of the Microsoft applications were not working, and some computers didn't even turn on, like they just got the blue screen of death. So that's the
mm,
issues. As we see CrowdStrike getting hit here this morning, and in a lot of places like travels. My brother's we just left yesterday. His first stop, tried to get into the Marriott, and they couldn't process and scan his reservation. So a lot of things like that are happening. So that's where you're seeing it.
that's what
Um,
you're seeing.
yep, antivirus,
So
correct, correct.
Apple, yeah, Apple looks like I mean it's gapping up. Don't think there's any other news, so I think it's just a reflection of it's not an Apple problem. It's a Microsoft problem. So um, yeah, Microsoft could it's trading above the VWAP now, but it could head lower. Um, Amazon just might be. I mean, it's really rolled over. I mean, if you look at the daily, wow, just topped out at 200, and now we're back at 180. 10% drop there. 10% drop
Yeah,
there. um, I mean, this whole thing, I mean, led into the into Prime Days. Usually you get this when you look at seasonality and trading events. Amazon often runs into Prime Day, like just like Apple sort of runs up into some of their events, and then the reaction is buy the rumor, sell the news, as they say.
yeah,
So there's a lot of I'm just looking at Amazon now. There is a fair amount of liquidity to the downside. 179, 178. But right now, just sitting right at the VWAP here. Nvidia is starting to drop here a bit.
yeah. So
Maybe
someone
we're
is asking in
heading.
chat, what's better, limit or market order? It depends. You can use both. It depends on your style of trading and how you're entering and exiting trades, right? Sometimes one could be better than the other, depending on what you're trying to do. So there's no easy answer to that until we know exactly what you're trying to accomplish. Then we can say, okay, this would be a way to do it, or that can be a better way not to do it, whatever. So
Yeah, I
all
mean,
depends.
typically, if you're a momentum trader, you're probably just buying on the you're probably just buying in the market order.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and if you're looking, and then if you're moving in the right direction, um, and you're looking at levels, then you usually would use a limit order. Um, or often use a limit order. Like, for example, if I'm trading, if I get into Amazon short and I think looks like 178 looks interesting for, an area where it might find support, then I'll set a limit order there.
Right.
Look to get filled. So when limit orders, when you're looking at targets, you've got time to set your orders. But if you're looking to get in quickly, you just don't have time. And if something's moving, you gotta wait for the right moment to get in. So Qs are selling off a little bit here. We're back down to PDC. The SPY has gone red on the day. And
see, Nvidia continues to sell off as well. I like Nvidia today, so a little bit of a sell off there. A lot of these tickers, so should be fun. Should be fun.
Could be fun, yeah.
Let's remind people of your list. So your list, Brian, is Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, AMD, and also HE, right? HE is on here, which with a big, nice gap up of 40% now on that one.
There's a big short interest. It's actually, I was looking at the daily on HE. It's kind of not as interesting because it's already run up. It's run up huge for the last week or so. Just over a week, it's had a big run up. So Tesla's dropping. We're getting some chop here. Amazon came back up a bit. At this point, I'm not really liking anything too much here, but something will show up. I am sure of it.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Friends over on YouTube, we're sitting at 181 likes. We'd love to get a little bit more before the market open. So if we can get more of that, that would be really appreciated. It helps the channel out a ton as we bring you pre-market show, live trading, and other videos that we do for the channel. So thank you for that, man. Appreciate all you guys' support there. It does help a ton.
Wow, and look at Netflix. Netflix is starting to take off. You're right.
There we go. See, I knew it. Well, let's see what it does, right? Because Netflix, with their price and spread, could move like this quite a bit and come right back. But I found their earnings to be weird. They reported great numbers. We got a minute to the market open here. Great numbers, and it just kind of ended flat after reporting. So I think that's kind of setting them up for a very interesting market open today. So we'll see how it goes.
Expensive stock.
Yeah, expensive stock. Spread's not great. I'm not a big fan, but well, let's see if today they can play outside of character and be nice.
Yeah.
Look at CrowdStrike, guys, getting a little bit more of a drop here. So tons of volume. This would be fun to watch.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff worth watching. I mean, $1.50 spread on Netflix right now. Crowd dropping a bit more. All right, guys, here we go. Ding, ding, ding.
All right, CrowdStrike getting some volume there. Lots of volume. That is really, really nice. A little bit crazy all over the place right now. So we got to be patient and wait. I'm going to be waiting 3 to 5 minutes for my setup here. Kind of wait for things to come down a little bit. Netflix taking off nicely. Above 62 towards 670.
Wow. Yep.
Nice pop.
Netflix is crazy. Yeah.
Not an easy stock to trade, so don't go chasing this thing. Have a plan in place. Up 4.1 right now. Good volume for this stock, right? Not compared to like other stuff like Nvidia. It's not going to match that volume.
Even the options are horrible. The spread on some of these options. Yeah. The spread on some of these options is like $5-6.
Yeah, it's not great.
Not much happening yet. Apple's coming back up here after a bit of a sell-off.
CrowdStrike is on SSR. Yes, I mean they did drop quite a bit, guys. So on SSR, you can still short it with Interactive Broker. You just got to sit on the ask, and you should be able to get fill if you want to short this thing.
Okay, I'm just shorted. I'm short some Nvidia.
Nvidia.
120.
Oh, nice drop.
And then let's see.
What's your entry? 120.
120. Just in one. Yeah.
Like that. Like that very much. Next level, we have low of the pre-market 119.16, I believe. Is yep. See if we can get there.
There's a big order at 119.
Jared is long Men X. Oh no, he's long Amazon. Amazon. I was gonna say, what ticker is that, man? Fill me in. 119 there on Nvidia. Really good drop.
Just covered some at 119.08. It's gonna come back up. We're just gonna get into some choppy price action probably.
Yeah, CrowdStrike talking about choppy price action, really choppy right now, still right below the VWAP. So not a good setup yet either way. Microsoft, same thing, just getting above the VWAP. I think Microsoft could be a good long. It's not their issue given the negative news. I just hope it can wait a little bit before it takes off here. It's not going to wait for us. It's going to go.
I'm getting out of Nvidia, flat on the rest, but it took half off on that dip to 119, so I'm not happy with that. Amazon's making a move here. It's breaking out.
Yeah, interesting, weird volume bars on the 1 minute on Microsoft. I don't know if that's right. That's very weird. It's moving like it's trading way more than 125,000 shares traded on this candle. So I think there's something could be wrong there. That is a lot of movement here.
Okay, we had a drop on the Qs at the open and the SPY, and now we've come back up a bit.
Tesla is ugly. Nvidia. Oh man,
watching Amazon right now. I think I see if it can break higher here. I didn't get much of a pullback on Amazon.
Yeah. This was my play here, and I missed it on Microsoft. I wanted to wait at least 3 to 5 minutes here, but this thing is just going. So even with the lack of volume you're getting here, it's pushing higher towards the high of the pre-market. So looking really strong. Bouncing back from this issue that was reported by CrowdStrike, Netflix pulling back a little bit. Amazon's going. Are you getting in that, Brian?
Yeah, I'm long. I just got long 52. See, it looks like it wants to try to go higher here. There's a seller. Here we go. So looking for 183. For a first exit.
See people calling out Meta in the chat as well. Let's take a look. I saw it in both chats.
Meta's rocking.
Yeah, Meta's going. Yep.
Yeah.
Rocking as well.
Here we go. 183 filled. All right. So let's see, where could we be going? Amazon could be going to 184 next.
CrowdStrike here might be a good long, guys. I might join this party for CrowdStrike. I like the way it's setting up now. Yeah, we're gonna go long here. Stop loss below the VWAP. We might get a little nice pop here into hopefully 304 will be great. But we'll be ready to stop by 290 or 296 ish right in this area. So let's see if we can get some mentors to upside. If not, we'll be jumping. Oh no, no, no! Don't do that. We're gonna pop. Nope, I gotta get out. Oh, we're doing it. We're going. No, I gotta get out. I want to stay in. I think it's gonna bounce back, but I don't want to hold it and get flushed on. So I'll get back in if it comes back up. I don't want to. I want to go past my stop and set a bad example here. Um, so we'll wait and see. I was looking at Microsoft. What's up with this volume? Is this right, guys? This doesn't look so funky, man. We got, and a lot of them look like that. I've never seen that before. Netflix looks like Amazon looks the same thing. Why does it look so low like that? Nvidia?
Well, I don't know if it's maybe
That's weird.
maybe the
Are we having
maybe the
tech
whole
problems?
maybe CrowdStrikes affected our trading
Our
trading
volume
stuff
bars?
too. Who knows? Yeah, maybe, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Yeah, well, you know,
Oh man.
it's a summer. It's Friday.
Yeah,
You know, we
yeah.
typically get lower volumes. Again, I'm going to same deal. I'm going to stop out on Amazon if it drops back to my break even.
Man, look at
So all of these
Microsoft.
have
It's
just
just
been
gonna go.
yeah.
Microsoft
Microsoft
wants to
is
play.
yeah.
All right, here it is. CrowdStrike back at it against. Oh, come on. Give me a second to get in. Oh, jeez. I hit the wrong key. Oh, come on. I can't chase it. Come on. Hit the wrong key. If it doesn't go, I'll be happy, and if it goes, I'll be pissed, right? So let's hold the emotion, see what actually happens. It might be a good thing, might be a really bad thing. So let's see what takes place. Um, spread is okay, about 40 cents on a $300 stock. That's not bad. It's got to manage your shares properly. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna be pissed as this thing goes.
Just
There
I
it
got
is.
long some
304.
Microsoft options, so just
Yeah, that's a good play. Microsoft, it is nice. Trying to go green here, just right below the previous day close on that. So Microsoft is looking good. And CrowdStrike, it moved up, but it's not like it's rushing to get going anywhere anytime fast. So, but I would at least had a partial here for sure. For sure, would have had a partial on that play.
come on, Microsoft. I've got an order in at
Yeah, no
380.
chasing. I'm not chasing. Yep. Which one, Brian?
I'm in the 437.50 calls. Just got fill at 380. Whoa, we're going to 4.
Yeah,
Got
it's
in at
going. It's
350.
going.
Here we go. Sell some more at 405.
Microsoft was the play of the day, guys. You guys take Microsoft. Who took Microsoft here? Messed around with CrowdStrike and didn't get the move. Holding Microsoft and Meta, excellent. PDC Kiss, Jared, yes, absolutely. Hannah, Victor, Kevin, Steven, man, everybody took the right stock. Hannah, one contract on Microsoft. Awesome. All right.
Nice. Yeah. Just going
Beautiful.
to sell some more options for 30. So this was a pretty nice options trade. The options were a little bit better in terms of the spread. Amazon's finally going up here, 184.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Microsoft for the win, says Is that Tennessee girl? Tennessee girl. Yeah, Microsoft for the win.
All right, Jared. Nice. That Jared had that Amazon trade early too. Way to go.
Nvidia reversing. Yeah, Nvidia coming back up here. Tesla's messy. I mean, there's nothing going on. He's just wrapping his stuff around the VWAP. Netflix popped up and selling off. There's some issues with Netflix. We got to find out what's going on. There's something happening. You report good numbers and you're still not doing so hot. What's the deal?
Mara's coming up here. Some people mentioning Mara in the room. Nvidia's back to PDC.
Coin doing some stuff. Netflix weakness. Amazon trying to go green as well.
Yeah, Amazon PDC. It did go green there for a minute.
Microsoft turning around just a bit here.
Yeah,
there were some great moves, guys. I picked the worst out of all these stocks we were watching. Microsoft was great. Amazon was great. What else? We had another one here. Was it Nvidia or Tesla? It's another one. It's Amazon and Microsoft.
Nvidia's going green. Tesla's kind of a dog's breakfast. Apple's not great. But yeah, Amazon, Microsoft, really nice trading opportunities there.
Let's see, crowd this morning. I'm gonna stop looking at this stock because I think it's gonna take off here, but the technicals are not showing me that's gonna take off. So I gotta stop looking at this garbage. Friends over on YouTube, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up. Really appreciate it. 271. Thank you so much for the support to all those that smack that thumbs up. Appreciate that very much. We love your support. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. We're live every market open, 8:30 to about 10 o'clock, 10:30. Taking you through preparation and the market open as well. Tesla setting up for a short, says David from Florida. Let's take a look.
Yeah, it does. It does look kind of weak here.
Yeah, I do have an option short on Tesla, so that's at least is going to be good. I think it ends today, so let's take a look here. A little
so I'm
local trader.
I'm out at Amazon. Still, and I have one option left on Microsoft, but I think I'm just going to sell it. It's going to be a loss on that one, but I got a really nice move on the other 9. Amazon might bounce here. It's right at the 9 EMA, but I just don't want to. I'm not gonna chase that. Yeah, Tesla's short.
It's looking weak.
See what the level 2. Yeah, we've got an order at 245 on Tesla.
Tesla like wants to flush. This will be the entry.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay, nice. I'm not in it. Wow, that would have been a nice short.
I'm here talking about it instead of trading it. What am I doing?
I know.
Like this will be the entry. Like take the trade, man. All right.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
You're sucker. Okay, watch that one go by. Hopefully somebody took that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a good host and talk, and it's like
see there we go, Mr. T. Mr. T took that one. Nice. He was probably already short. Nice little flush down there to do all that.
Yeah, let's see if it can continue here. That would be nice, right? Because you got the flush now, and it has not been trading well. Like every time it goes down, comes right back up. So very wicky and choppy, but it started getting clean here, nice and clean. So this can break further down, man. You are in some good money there. So let's see. Looks like it wants to
Hmm.
head lower.
Meta's strong now, mind you. It's up at S3 right now, so there's now a bit of an order at 244 on Tesla.
Yeah.
But we're right at S4. It's 244.60 is S4. So this is an area you might even see Thor might even take a long here. But I don't know. I don't think he's watching Tesla. No, he's watching Rivian.
Rivian. What's Rivian up to? We had Rivian on our secondary here. So let me pull it up. Trying to get going. Tesla's going down. Rivian's going up. Seems like the plan. As Tesla tries to get lower. All right, let's take a look at what the overall market is doing, friends. Don't forget, 10 o'clock, we'll have Megan come on. Is it 10 o'clock, Brent? I'll ask our guy here.
We're going to have her on at 10:15.
10:15. Okay, so Megan coming on at 10:15 to talk about options.
Cool.
She took a monstrous option trade on JP Morgan. Was it JP Morgan? I saw her Twitter.
Yeah,
I'll pull it up.
yeah. She
so
she took a really nice options trade on JP Morgan. I think she's got an options trade on Disney right now. And I think she's got an options trade going on Nvidia as well. We've turned her into a swing trader. One thing I can say about Megan.
Came for day trading and turned to a swing trade, option swing trader. So
one thing I can say about Megan, one thing I can say about Megan is that I've just noticed her trading. Some of her trade book trades. She's looked at her trades and she's adapted some of her trades. And you really, if you're in the market, you've got to keep looking at what's working and what isn't, because what might work one day, may not work a week from now or a month from now. So
yeah. Tesla just hit a new low. Trying to get lower here.
Just struggling yet. I think it's maybe going to 244, but you just never know with Tesla. It's rated S4 right now. So it's an area it could bounce from.
Okay.
This could get a bounce.
This CrowdStrike. So CrowdStrike is going 308, man. That's... And I would have been in this trade. I hit the wrong
I know, eh?
I would have been in around here. And, being realistic, it would not have tested my stop. I mean, that's just... Wow. That is going to go. It's ugly, though. It's an ugly stock to trade. It's not pretty. My goodness. 310. Awesome. All right. So there it is. Moving nicely. Tesla not trying to go lower, but just holding on there. Nvidia could try to stay in the green here if it gets above previous day close. Could be a nice long if it sets up properly.
Yeah, it keeps testing that. Let's see. Like I said, it looks like Tesla's trying to maybe hold here. There's definitely a buyer in this 244.90 range. Let's see what Nvidia looks like on level 2. There's a lot of orders stacked to the upside on Nvidia.
Yeah. Speaking of Tesla, we got Tesla sees 24% drop in California registrations as EV competition heats up. It's a lot to that, though, right? Elon Musk is putting himself in a certain campaign and also moving out of California into Texas. So it's a lot happening. The Californians might not like on Tesla. So 24% drop. That's interesting in registrations. Thanks, Brent, our good buddy Brent, sending some updates there.
Okay, just along a little Tesla using the calls again.
If you're new in the chat, guys, just want to remind you about our squat news, right? Benzinga. Click on that little symbol. I'm going to show you where it is right here, right over here. So you click on this. We'll wait for that to come up right over there. Yep. Click on that and you'll be able to get the Benzinga news, which again, we enjoy this stuff. So news alerts come up here. You can see the ticker here, quick headline of what the news is about. And then you can listen also to Charlie, I believe is the guy that does that. You can listen to him as well. And if you want to search something, you can even put like spy and you get like overall news data. The White House is doing anything, Biden, transportation, U.S. Department. So that stuff will come up as well. So pretty neat, pretty quick, pretty fast. And Benzinga, they are awesome at what they do. So having them partner with us on this is pretty cool. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, just sold some calls on Nvidia.
Nice.
I'm using the 121s, so I'm using calls that are right in the money. Yeah, Crowd is continuing to look strong.
I know, man. It's just,
Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't have mentioned that. Sorry.
Yeah, why are you bringing that up? Why are you bringing that up? I'm gonna delete this stock from my watch list. No, it's actually it's trading very, very nice here.
Well, look at Tesla. Really just bounced right off S4. That was a big move off S4.
It did hold.
That's why I did. When it got down there, I was feeling the FOMO, but I was just looking at that level and I thought this is definitely not the level to chase a short there. So that was quite the rebound.
Because when it gave you the drop, it gave you at least $1, right? So that's if you got in, you got $1 quickly, no problem. But to get in down here when it was struggling, that's tough. So, but good reverse all the way to VWAP, and it hasn't been trading well though. Like if you look at the 5-minute, look at these wicks. It hasn't been all that clean. You're now starting to get a little bit better action. So hopefully that can keep happening there. Let's see if it holds the VWAP. Big rejection right now in the 1 minute. And again, just getting into that Friday type trading here. So Nvidia, Amazon holding, Netflix going sideways, Microsoft going sideways as well. The only thing that's not going sideways is our good buddy CrowdStrike going northeast.
Yeah, so, I know, eh?
There you go.
Bottom left to lower right.
That's right. Mel is asking, can we get 315 on the CrowdStrike? What does the bookmap look like for CrowdStrike, Brian? How does that look today?
Okay, let's take a boo here. I get too many of these open, I start getting errors or getting error messages. Or
that's very true, William. I like that. William says over on YouTube, do not look back at the roulette wheel when you stop playing. That's right. Walk away. That's so true, man. Just walk away, leave it alone. Little bit of a pullback here. Is there even enough volume on this thing? I guess there is on CrowdStrike.
There we go. We're going to transact some volume here. 310. So you can kind of see where we've been, where there were some levels where we transacted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see that.
See they're building some orders now to the upside again. 314, 315.
Yeah, might go higher. Again, I always see these drops as like, a little bit of overreaction at times. I'm a long bias on these things when they
Yeah,
drop
yeah.
so much like this a little bit because yeah, they had a problem. This stuff happens, right? It's not catastrophic. They'll fix it, and I don't see Microsoft actually saying, "Hey, we're not going to use you anymore." And that'll take years to make changes like that. So, um, they're closing this gap slowly a little bit at least.
$300 puts, you can still get 260 for them. $2.60. That's juicy.
Yeah.
They expire
9:20
today.
after 10 p.m. on Crowd. I don't know about the 9:20 on Crowd. Got to be careful. The spread and everything. Got to be careful on it. It's moving up, but it's not. It's not flowing well. Like the volume is just. Gotta see how it plays out. All right, Rivian trying to go green here. So if Thor is in this long, I'm not sure what he's doing, but looks like he wants to go green. Oh, how about HE? We had HE in our. This gapped up 40%. Wow, pure garbage. So market open did basically nothing here for HE. It hasn't really done much. JP Morgan going up. There it is. Rivian breaking previous day close, going green. So nice move. Yeah, that's the word, Jayden. Yeah, CrowdStrike is very jerky. Yeah, it doesn't look clean. It's not a clean price action. So, just trades weird. But it is covering ground. It's heading higher. That was my thought that it will cover some of this gap down that I did this morning. Especially after they reported that it was an update issue and not a cyber attack, right? That would have been a whole different story. Cyber attack. It's not supposed to happen.
It's just
right?
Just a problem with whatever program. Pretty crazy though.
Chris MC, good buddy in our chat, asking, is Rivian profitable yet? Who knows, man? Right?
No.
Nope. Gotta sell a lot more cars. Let's see here.
HE was a bit of a dud.
Yeah. Bummed out.
Didn't really do much. It has a pretty high short interest, and so again, just too much price action before a couple days before this.
Looking at Rivian, see if it can. Oh, nice rejection there a little bit. Tesla heading back down, VWAP, and looks like it wants to go right back to the low of the day.
Back to the low of day, kind of retest. It's going to retest S4 probably.
Yeah.
And Nvidia is starting to roll over a bit. Q's just choppy, and same with the SPY. Nothing really going on today with indexes.
Yeah, market looks like it wants to go red.
Yeah, Amazon's back at PDC here.
Everything's turning the corner. My entire gap list went red. Everything is red, slightly, and some by a little bit more. So everything red so far. All right, so this is a tough time for me because usually I don't have no strategies that trade well during this time of the day. If Amazon can get green, that could be nice. Because again, Amazon's sell over the last couple of days been weird. Just been selling off a lot, but It's like they're not following
Yeah,
the.
it's really sold off a lot. Look at CrowdStrike's going
Yeah.
back up. So I've got I sold
Yeah.
some 290. I sold some 290 puts on CrowdStrike. Just a couple.
Yeah.
So and they'll expire end of day. So I'll just hopefully set a set a stop, and then just hopefully they'll CrowdStrike straight doesn't drop too much. I could hold them, but 290 was 290 was sort of the low of the day. So be surprised if it goes back and tests that level.
Habisha Trader, CrowdStrike 302 to out at 312. That is a monster move there. So nicely done on CrowdStrike.
Yeah, how did everyone do today? Chris bought the dip on Crowd. Nice. Yeah, Tesla. Wow, Tesla just went low
It
of day.
is.
Nice screen.
That is
Yeah,
gonna help out
long Amazon.
nicely here.
Amazon's back at high of day.
Very nice. Man, look at Tesla go. New low. That looks interesting.
Mm-hmm. Did kind of look at Tesla when it started to roll over there again. It just I've been having trouble pulling the trigger on Tesla today for some reason. Two actual nice setups there on Tesla.
Yeah. Yep. I'm seeing here.
There's some big orders down here at 242.
It is highway to hell right now for Tesla. It looks like it's
Yeah.
it's got some real good momentum, man. It's heading lower nicely. Yeah, they lose support. Yeah, it's lose support on the daily on Tesla. Yeah, we talked about this right in the pre-market. It's been holding this area for not very long time. The last couple of days, been trying to hold here. Higher lows. Sorry, lower highs. Yes, lower highs. So you got this downtrend here. And we're breaking lower. 239 is the next level I have on the daily. What you're showing, Brian, you said 242. Yeah, 242.
Yeah, there's 242 there. There's some orders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, seeing that there on book map.
A bit of a bounce there.
So that's been trading good. Nvidia, Amazon. Amazon's going green. I should take a stab on Amazon. I like the fact that things are selling off and Amazon is going up above the previous day close. Did punch out here, came back, retest, and now it's going higher. If there's an entry, this is it, and your stop is below the previous day close. So we'll take a shot at it. Let's see if we can get up to 184.86 would be nice, but we'll take whatever it gives us, man. This type of the day is it's tough. It's hard trading during this type of day to get good continuation. So especially on a Friday. But let's try it. Let's see if we can get some points out of this. Like the previous day close breakout we're getting here. AMD couldn't go above 155. Let's see. AMD.
Yeah, look at it, getting a nice. There's your break of high day, John. Our buddy John. That's his favorite trade.
Yeah. It's John. I know John did not like much. Did he getting anything today?
I don't know. He had His watch list was Thor things. So there you go. He liked
Yeah.
what Thor was watching. You're in
So he
Amazon. Yeah,
is.
180.
He is on
Very nice.
Amazon.
Yeah,
Okay,
very
I
good.
don't. I feel good. I feel good. I like when I get
See? Yeah.
confirmation from other traders. It's
Yeah.
awesome. All right, so he's on Amazon as well. All right, let's see if we can get something out of this. Jao, our good buddy on YouTube, asking, "What is our opinion on HE?" We think it sucks. This
It's
is
just
just
terrible. Yeah, it's
brutal.
not.
Just yeah,
It's trading in a very narrow range.
yeah, yeah,
Volume's drying up. It's had a monster run. Um, if you look at the last week or so,
yeah.
so I think it's come from like $8 or something like that from about a week and a half ago.
Yeah. All right, here we go. 184.86. Can we get there?
Yeah,
We're
Amazon's looking
just on it.
interesting.
All right, we're gonna take a partial here. Whoa, what's going on? Something's going on with my
184.
hotkeys? What is?
Amazon's got a big order there, 185.
Why is this? Is there anything open that's
It's
preventing me
pretty thin.
from? What is going on? Hold on a second, guys. What's happening here? Not even to get out of my trade.
Uh-oh. The gremlins are in there. They're not letting you out.
Oh, there we go. Oh my goodness, that was okay. It was my mistake. There's
That was
nothing wrong with
stressful.
the system. Yeah, you know what it is when you turn on this pen. If you turn on the Epic pen, nothing else works. There's my hotkeys don't work. So I had it. Yeah, user error. I'll blame CrowdStrike.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah, you got out just in time.
Yeah, man. It's like, jeez. All right, good. John, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Epic Pen. I love Epic Pen, but man, yeah, that was a little scary there. All right, good stuff. What a day. Yeah, I got a little nervous when I couldn't get out. I got a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, that's not good. You know, because that's when things go wrong. So there we go. All right, let's see who's this. Kaiser, your trade. What do we got here? This is Amazon. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. That is awesome. Good job. Thanks, Puppet Master. Yeah, I and actually it was I kept hitting it wasn't working. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I got a little bit scared. I might have to look at the replay on YouTube. I'll probably turn white when that happened. How many shares do you normally go for? It depends between this is a stock that can move $1 pretty easily. So you don't need to take a boatload of shares, guys. Like you literally can take, 50 shares, 100 shares, and you can make good money, right? So you don't got to go crazy with it. So be mindful of that. I'm usually between 500 and 1,000 if the stock doesn't move a lot, and if the stock is not too expensive. Like I'm not going to take 1,000 shares or 500 shares on Tesla. So if I'm going to take something like that, I just manually type it in because you could take 100 shares on Tesla and do really good. So it just moves so much, right? So we'll see how things play out. Did long on coin. Let's take a look. Coin this morning. Oh, nice. What about Mara? Someone mentioned Mara too, right? So Mara and coin active today. Really nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Amazon doing its thing here. Tesla finding more support after a nice drop. Where's my? Here we go. Got Brent's right over here. Rivian, yes, Rivian is Rivian's crushing here. So Rivian above the green here, trying to hold. So that's nice. All right, so we'll have Megan joining us in just a moment here. So in about 4 minutes, she'll be joining us. So stay tuned for that, guys. over on YouTube. Apple high of the day. Uh, Amazon. Let's get a breakout. Would be nice. Apple. Yes, it's it's going. I don't know if I would take it. The only reason I took Amazon is because of the previous day close, right? So I like the level breakout here, but Amazon is not there, so I don't know if that would be a good half the day breakout or not. Again, that'd be a question for John. He's awesome at that.
Yeah, John's a good breakout trader. Those are his. That's his bread and butter, baby.
Yeah, yeah, it sure is. So question, what is no? So Epic Pen is not a DAS application. It's a standalone application. So just Google Epic Pen, and it's really nice software. This is it here actually, where you can kind of draw on the screen. So if you're a teacher, instructor, or any kind of webinars you're doing, this is pretty cool. Completely free. But if you want to get like the arrows and other stuff, or the features, then you gotta pay for that, right? So, but yeah,
There we
pretty
go.
nice.
Here's another leg
Pretty
lower
nice.
on Tesla. Here you can see
Tesla.
you can see how it
Oh,
set up. We
nice.
have our buddy we have our buddy Paris who
Nice,
loves trading
nice.
Tesla, but I
Wow,
really like
nice.
this setup here. You can see how you know all these little lower highs. Every time it tried to push up, it got sold. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Paris is the master at reading level two, but you could probably have read that if you were good at reading your time in sales. You probably could have seen there was a seller there, and eventually the the bulls gave up trying to push this higher, and now we're back into
Yeah,
transacting a lot of shares here at this 242 sort of 30-40 area.
yeah. I see
So nice little
Nvidia
setup.
also
Excellent.
dropping. Amazon going red too. So everything's turning around here. This morning.
Hmm.
So all right, guys, let's go over to one of our good buddies that we appreciate very much. She does great work for us. Her name is Megan, and Megan is going to talk today about option zero DTE. So I'm looking forward to learning a little about this. I hear the term all the time. I don't know. I think I know what it means, but I don't know what it means. But she's going to break it down. Good morning, the best from the West, Megan. How are you today?
Good morning, Carlos. The best from the East. What do I say to
I
you? I don't
take
know
it.
what
I
I
take
say.
whatever you call me. I take it.
I'm great. So it's funny that we're going to talk about zero DTE because I don't trade it very often, but I did take it on Tesla today, and I'm just about to close this position. I think it could keep going, but I'm actually going to go ahead and just because I'm in the middle of this little YouTube live session with you, I think I'm just going to close it because zero DTE, we're going
Yeah.
to talk about it can be very risky. So
Okay.
we don't
Okay.
want to put ourselves in a position where something snaps back and you don't actually make any profit on it. So for those of you that trade options or don't trade options, we're going to talk a little bit about what it is. So zero DTE means 0 days till expiration. Carlos, do you ever trade 0 days till expiration? Like, do you get into contracts or
No,
anything that are going to
I
expire
am
today?
I am such a rookie trader. I'm taking stuff like 2, 3 weeks out, and I'm doing bear spread with and I just now started moving to like 2 to 3 contracts. I was just doing one contract for a while, so I'm very new to all this. So I'm gonna learn a lot
Okay.
right now.
Yeah, so a lot of people really like zero DTE, especially a lot of newer traders, because of the fact that the contracts tend to be really cheap. When your contracts are about to expire, you aren't paying. You don't have any. You're not paying for time anymore at that point, right? So especially if you're buying something that's out of the money, it's going to be way cheaper. You're not paying for that intrinsic value, so the extrinsic value, the time that's left in it, you don't have that time left in it because it's the last day until the contracts expire. So a lot of newer traders get into zero DTE because it is cheaper, right? Because it is cost effective, I guess. But what happens is it's a very risky environment to be in as an options buyer, just because you're running out of time. And so a lot of big losses can come from zero DTE. A lot of big wins can come from zero DTE, but a lot of losses can come from zero DTE. And from personal experience, my biggest win was on a zero DTE day, but some of my biggest losses have been on zero DTE days. It's a hard environment to manage your position. So what I usually advise traders when they get into contracts that are expiring the same day, and so for those of you that don't understand options too much, the ETF side of things, so SPY, QQQ, those are going to expire. You can have contracts that expire every day on those, or you can buy them further out in time. The equity side, so like Netflix, Nvidia, Tesla, those guys, they're not going to have contracts that expire every single day, but they'll expire on Friday. So Friday is a big zero DTE day for traders because everything is basically expiring at that point if you have the Friday contracts. But you know, the thing about it is, like, when you get into these positions, what I usually advise traders is, like, either you need to be someone who is really quick at getting out of positions when they're not going in your way. So if you become a deer in headlights when a position goes against you, zero DTE is not for you. Like, I'm just going to say that right now. Like, it is not for you. You have to be ready to get out of a position when it's not working in your favor. The other thing that I would say is that when you get into a zero DTE position, when you buy a contract, that's really the most that you're risking. So if you go into a contract and let's say that you spend $50 on the contract, if that goes to zero and expires worthless, you're only going to lose $50 on, your position. So when you get into a zero DTE position, some traders and options in general will put on more capital than that, but cut their losses before it gets to expiration. But in zero DTE, what I recommend is if you cannot get yourself to get out of positions quickly, the best thing that you can do for yourself is don't put yourself in a position where if your contracts went to zero, it would completely ruin your account or your day, right? So if you're typically buying 5-10 contracts on a normal day that's not expiring today, and you're willing to lose 10-20% on those because you don't want to lose all of it, the position might be too big. On a zero DTE day, I really recommend, if you can't get out of positions quickly, just go in with the amount of contracts that you're willing to lose on. So if your normal risk is like, you go in with like $300 worth of capital, but you cut it when you're down $100, then on a zero DTE day, only go in willing to lose $100. Like, don't go in with $300 worth of risk and then lose all of that. So you have to really manage your risk accordingly. For those of you that are interested in zero DTE, I did a webinar in BBT. So for those of you that aren't members, become members so that you can watch it. But I did a webinar, and I'll share my screen here. Let me find the button. All right, there we go. So this is a webinar that I did a few months back or so on the good, the bad, and the ugly of zero DTE, and just really how to capitalize on it and what it looks like when you get into positions. So I really walk through this kind of step by step. It's a 1-hour webinar, probably longer, because for those that know me by now, my webinars and classes always run longer because I like to talk about things and I like to answer questions. So check that out. If you're not a member, become a member so that you can check it out. It is for elite members and it is in the education center. I like zero DTE when it works and it's terrible when it doesn't. But a lot of members in the room were talking about Tesla today, and Tesla was a good one today because of the area that it was breaking down from. The key to the performance on it today was just the pure fact that it had the ability to move. So when you are putting yourself in a range bound position in zero DTE, and it's going to be hard for the stock itself to expand, it will be hard for your contracts to expand. So you really want to be in a place where there's room for it to move. And the thing about Tesla today is, as we lost previous day's close, the next place of buyers on Tesla really isn't until around 240, 239 area. Now, someone could step in before that and totally turn this around, but from what we can see on the chart is that the last buyers were at 240, 239 area. And so if we lose PDC, which is around 250, we have almost a $10 move that Tesla can go before somebody might step in and just like completely, turn this thing around. So that's 10 points that you have for it to expand. That's 10 points of, or that's, it gives your premium time to expand as well. So one of the key things too is when you get into 0DTE, allow yourself to be in a position where the contracts can expand. So be on a chart. I call it the clear skies check. I talk about clear skies check for everything. Like when you get into a position, make sure that you have room to run. You're not just going to ping pong back and forth between two areas of supply and demand and where you're just going to be in a battle zone. So 0 days is really important that you have room for things to expand. So yeah, zero DT, it's fun, but it is wild. I almost came on here with a cowboy hat on because like 0 DT is like the wild west, man. Like
It sounds like it. It sounds like it. I mean, it sounds like something that you want to have at least your discipline as far as like you mentioned, you got to get out. Like if you're struggling with getting out of your trades, like, oh, let's wait a little bit more. This is not for you
mhm.
just yet until you have that figured out, right? So it sounds like you can make good returns, but that needs to be like in place before you try this.
Yeah, exactly. And Jacko is asking what strikes I took for Tesla today on 0 DTE. I typically trade at the money. So when I got into this, I went a little bit out of the money. I noticed it starting to break down when it was around 247. So I actually chose the 245. So I'm usually around at the money or just like one strike out of the money when I get into positions. I just find that those are easier to manage. The out of the monies are always going to explode more if it gets there. But the problem is that if it doesn't get there, your contracts just go to zero. I actually have a couple screenshots, and I'll show you guys kind of what
Yeah,
that
see
looks
them.
like. Yeah, so let me bring this over to my screen and turn my screen on for you. There we go. Okay, so this is SPY yesterday, and yesterday on SPY, the SPY broke down. So if you were buying puts on SPY, like you were having a pretty good day yesterday. But this is all day yesterday, right? So the contracts, these are the 550s, and SPY was not at 550 at the open. I think it was like 558 or something like that. And it just broke down all day long. But these contracts here, they moved, right? They were the 550, so they were out of the money. They were like 8 points out of the money, and they moved. But what happens is that every time the SPY pulled back, these pulled back super aggressively, and then they exploded again when the SPY got moving again. But you'll notice that even though the SPY closed like around, like it went down towards 550, and it closed kind of near that area, these expired worthless. So you run out of time and your contracts just expire worthless. So you could have the right idea, like SPY is going all the way down there, but if you don't give yourself enough time, your contracts just they expire. So if you switched over to something like a 1 DTE, so I'll pull that up for you guys. If you switch over to like a 1 DTE, you'll notice that as the SPY pushed down yesterday, these had one extra day until they were going to expire. So if you got in the morning around 80 cents, so this would be an $80 contract, they still had value at the end of the day. So they were still sitting around 515 towards the end of the day because you still had a day left in your contracts. So that's something to consider when you get in, and if you're buying something out of the money, that like you can have the right idea, but if you don't allow for enough time in your contracts, like you're going to expire worthless, like the first ones that I showed you guys. So keep that in mind. So I typically go at the money because of that. Because if I go at the money, for instance, and I think I have one of those. Let me pull it up for you guys real quick. I didn't have that one loaded. Yeah, one at the money, or close to. No, maybe I didn't pull that one. I thought I pulled it. I guess I didn't pull it. But if you pick at the money, obviously when it gets to that price point, like through that price point and beyond, your contracts are going to hold more value. So that's kind of the goal, is to stay in contracts that hold value. If you want to be wild, you can of course go in those contracts that are out of the money. What I'll do is I'll do an out of the money contract and then an at the money contract to kind of I don't want to say hedge, but it's kind of like it's a like more like a safety thing for me. Like if it moves a few dollars, at least my at the money will make a little bit, and my if my one that's out of the money never gets there on a 0 DTE day, then it kind of like doesn't matter. I kind of made up for it with an at the money contract. But this is Tesla today. Let me share. I'll share my screen and then let you guys look at that. So this is the Tesla contract today. So these were the 245s. Just, it's a very quick pop on it. Again, you have to be, kind of quick to take profit. I mean, quick-ish, I guess you could say. So getting in, I had to survive this pullback. And the thing is, on the equities chart, it didn't pull back that much. Like it never came back and tested even where I like hit into this position, right? So as an equities trader, you like would have been super safe. Like it didn't come back to where I hit into this. But because of the pullback and because it's 0 DTE, it becomes really aggressive on the options contracts. And you have to be able to withstand that. So if you get in and you spend $250 on a contract, let's say you bought one here, and it pulls all the way back to 125, you have to be prepared for that. So this is where I say, like, make sure that when you go in with an amount of capital that you're okay losing if this completely turns against you. And don't be a hero. Don't go in with like millions of dollars of contracts into these. So yeah, Tesla looks good today. I still think it's going like 240, 238. I got out of it. 0 DT. I'm not into riding that adrenaline for too long. I prefer kind of the
You're not doing the
slow
Andrew.
cooking. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. So,
that's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. Guys, to learn more, definitely check out Megan's webinar over on Members Education Center. But also follow Megan. I saw you took a earnings play on Netflix. I have it here it up on Twitter, which I keep saying Twitter, but it's X. I think I'm never going to stop saying Twitter. Such a generational, icon.
You're
Twitter
really
name,
like
whatever.
showing your age here, man.
I am. I really am. So, yeah, on X.com, people, follow Megan at Marlo Trays, right?
Yeah,
No
that's
numbers
me,
yet.
Marlo
Marlo
Trades.
Trays. Yep. So follow her there. And then you took a earnings play on Netflix last night, which turned out pretty good.
Yeah. So, Netflix. So I took that one with equities, just because you can't trade options in the pre-market or the after hours. So I had to be an
Mhm.
equities trade to be able to trade that. There are options positions you can put on, obviously, before the close. But I mentioned in my post here that what's really amazing about even if you're an equities trader, if you take the time to learn and understand options, you get to see the market in almost like another dimension, like a whole new light. Because what we understand on the equity side is one thing, but there's basically a whole other market that's happening in the options world. And that can sometimes give
Mhm.
you clues or insights to, where people are placing orders, where people think something is going. You can see different volume and open interest over there. And then you see the volume, and orders placed on the order book or the level 2 and the equity side. So you can kind of use them together. And so, Netflix is a perfect example of that. In the options world, you can see like an expected move, right? So you can see how far does the options world think that Netflix is going to move when earnings happens. And it just so happened that yesterday the expected move on Netflix was somewhere around $50, like maybe I think it was like 55, 57, somewhere around there. And that just happened to coincide with an area of previous demand where buyers had stepped in on the equities side. So I was watching that demand area, and because of the fact that it was also the expected move. So to see if buyers came in and would hold that up. So when they did, I got into the position, and then I just kind of wrote it for the move the other direction. So yeah, it worked out nicely.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Megan, thank you so much for this. Really appreciate it. I'm sure people found a lot
Yeah.
of value, myself included, as I'm trying to learn more about options and how things work. So thank you for that. Friends, that's going to wrap up our live stream over on YouTube. Brian is already in chat, trading live there. I'm going to continue with him as well over in chat. Have a great trading day. We'll see you again here, guys, tomorrow at 8:30 pre-market show. And oh no, it's the weekend. I'm not going to
It's a
see you here
weekend,
tomorrow.
man.
I'm not. Don't show up. I'm not coming.
Don't show
So
up.
don't show up tomorrow at 8:30. We'll see you guys next week, Monday. So, oh man, Let's start the weekend. Let's get some
Let's
action
do it.
going
Have
here.
a good
Megan,
weekend,
take
guys.
care. Have a great one. Thank you.
Bye.